Alright, what's going on, guys? gdoggcasey here, and this is going to be an attempt at a World of Warcraft Let's Play series. Just as my cat jumps on the desk and starts making noise, it's a perfect start to the video already. Yeah, so a little bit of information before we jump right in here. I've already got my character created. He's going to be a warrior, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we play. There's going to be lots of time to talk because of the way that World of Warcraft works, as I'm sure you guys already know. But the reasoning for starting a series like this, or attempting to anyway, is, well, I've played a bunch of World of Warcraft in the past, and actually, you know what? As I get started talking about this, I think that I should actually just jump into it and use some of the travel time that happens in World of Warcraft to actually talk about why I'm doing this then. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to pause the recording just so that the loading screen loads up faster and then start it again. So just give me a second here.
Emboldened by the return of their heroic king, Varian Wrynn, the proud humans of Stormwind led the Alliance to victory in its war against the dreaded Lich King. While successful, the campaign in Northrend proved costly, and the humans now seek to bolster their strategic holdings throughout the world. Under Varian's daring leadership, humanity now braces itself for a renewed conflict with its perennial enemy, the Horde. Yet, as the great cataclysm rips across the world, familiar threats have once again arisen closer to home. It now falls to you to defend the kingdom and uphold the honor of humanity.
Alright, so it falls to us to defend the kingdom and withhold the honor of humanity. So, let's go ahead and get started on this. There's going to be lots of time to talk. But before we actually get started, I might as well go and explain the main reason why I'm doing this, because it's going to be evident right with the first quest. I have never read all the quests in WoW, and I'm sure I'm not in a minority there. I bet you there are tons and tons of players who just play just for the gameplay and just for leveling up as fast as possible, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I have plenty of characters where that's what I've done that for. So the thing is, though, is that I've heard that the story is actually really good. And not only that, but the first time I've ever played this game, I actually did read the quest all the way through to about level 30. And I remember really liking it, but then that was when I was a MMO nub. And, you know, I just wanted to read all the quests and play at my own pace. Then I realized, like, actually, you know, the point of playing is to level up as fast as possible and get to the end game and then start doing some of that stuff. But this time around, with Worlds of Draenor already released, and actually that's something else I should touch on, World of Draenor is released at the time of this recording. It's been out for a few weeks, actually, but I haven't picked it up yet. The main reason was before the expansion released, I didn't actually have my subscription active for WoW, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. I heard a lot of good things about it, though, so I was like, okay, you know, it's cheap for me to just get my subscription active again. And then as soon as I have a bit of extra cash, I can go ahead and pick up that expansion. But I don't think it's really relevant for me right now because I don't have a max level character. That's actually a bullshit lie. I do have a level 90 warrior on my main server that I'm playing on, but I'm putting him aside as I play some new characters for now until I get the expansion. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. I don't want to waste all our time talking, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Marshal McBride.
King's honor, friend.
Beating them back. So, you're the new recruit from Stormwind, eh? I'm Marshal McBride, commander of this garrison. Glad to have you on board. McBride looks through some papers. Moracle. It is Moracle, right? You've arrived just in time. The Blackrock orcs have managed to sneak into Northshire through a break in the mountain. My soldiers are doing their best that they can to push them back, but I fear they will be overwhelmed soon. Head northwest to the forest and kill the attacking Blackrock wargs. Help my soldiers. So we gotta kill 6 Blackrock wargs.
Be careful.
Now, something that I always do in every MMO that I play that works like WoW, which really isn't that many. WoW is like the main one that I play, but I always get rid of all the starting equipment. And whether it's a female or a male, it doesn't matter. I know I'm going to get some, you know, people are going to wonder about me, but I just like doing it because the starting equipment you get is completely useless anyway, besides your weapon, which obviously you need. And it's fun for me to add clothing as we go. So that's what I'm doing. And it's not even going to matter as we move further into the game, so don't worry about it. Let's get my hotkey set up as well. Oh yeah, so I keep saying, well, you know, let me just get started, and then I realize there's things I need to talk about. Let's go ahead and look at the add-ons that I have. Not all of these are necessarily useful, and I probably won't be using much of them, but I'll slowly scroll through so you can see what I got. Deadly boss mods is pretty important, although not at all for this playthrough. Doom, I don't really remember what it does. Air filter is cool, but I haven't really looked into it too much. Gatherer may be important later on. Healbot is on just because I kind of like to see it up here too. Healers have to die is not really going to be too important. Mixed scrolling battle text is going to make the text that you see look a little bit different. It looks kind of nice, I like it. Omen is not on the screen right now, Omni is not on the screen. Recount is on the screen, so we can keep track of how my damage is doing. Tidy plates is these nameplates that you see, just looks a little bit nicer. And blah, 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 blah. So yeah, a lot of these aren't fully updated with the actual, the patch that we're on right now, but most of them are working, so that's fine. So there's my add-ons. And next up is interface, and I just have to turn on some basic starting stuff here. I know it's kind of loud with those guys fighting in the background. Sorry about that. Yeah, everything else is fine. Okay, good. Good, so we can go ahead and get started killing some of these guys. So yeah, that's why my nameplates look a little bit different. I like it. It's kind of fresh, you know. I've played enough WoW.
I'm out of range.
With the default looks that it's fun to have something new. I may mix it up, you know. During the course of this playthrough, it's going to be a long time, so depending on how I'm feeling, I might change things up. So we're killing these wolves. Pretty simple stuff here. In the starting area, I think it's actually impossible to die. I mean, I'm sure I can find a way to stop my guy from attacking, but aside from doing that, even if you just auto-attack everything, there's no way you can die. The game has come a long way. I remember back when I first started playing this game, how North Shire Valley used to be. It was a lot different. It was still easy, but it was a lot different. The whole playstyle is different too. I've been playing WoW since, not since it came out, that's for sure. I think Burning Crusade was out when I first tried WoW. But it was back in the day when you had to, like, if you were a warrior and you wanted to use a mace, for example, and you might have been able to use a mace, but either way, there were some weapons that your class couldn't use. And if you wanted to use it, you had to go to a certain area in the town and buy the training for it, and then come back to a low-level area and start training up that weapon. It made sense for the time, but it was really, really tedious, so it's kind of cool that you don't have to do that anymore. Anyway, what's up, Marshall? We did your quest.
What can I do for you?
You've bought us a little time, Oracle, but now we've got bigger problems to deal with. We do get some gloves, though. And level 2, the first level up of this playthrough. Exciting. The invading orcs aren't fools. They are sizing us up, making sure when they attack it'll be at their advantage. In the forest to the northwest are Blackrock spies. They peer at us through spyglasses, watching our every move, waiting. I want you to take the fight to them. Kill the Blackrock spies. We must show them that we know they are watching us and that we are prepared. So we have to kill 8 of them.
Light bless you.
Let's go ahead and put on these gloves, and we can see progress already. It looks silly, but don't worry, it'll all make sense. So yeah, killing some Blackrock spies now. These guys, I don't know exactly how sneaky they think they are. So yeah, I've been playing WoW for a long time. Obviously on and off. A lot of people are on and off like that. Sometimes I get this crazy urge to go MMO hunting and, you know, just play for hours. And right now I'm going through one of those phases. I think with the new expansion, it's probably going to stick for a little bit longer. I really want to see some of this end game stuff, and we'll be, you know, if I can maintain this playthrough through all the way to the end, then yeah, we'll definitely be doing some of that stuff. It's worth talking about the format of this playthrough now while we're just kind of killing things. This guy, this warrior here, he is going to only be doing quests. There's going to be 0 dungeons in this playthrough. You know, barring any comments saying they're gonna jump off a cliff if I don't do any dungeons. Like, I've spent most of my WoW time running dungeons and leveling up that way, and that's a big reason why I've missed out on a lot of the story. When you run dungeons, they give you 0, like your other party members give you 0 time to go over the quests and figure out what the story is. And honestly, that's not the main reason that I haven't read them. The main reason is when you're in MMO mode, you just want to keep going. You know, you don't want to stop to read the quest. So I'm going to force myself to only level up through questing. I have leveled up through questing before, but I always end up going back into dungeons because I think that it's the fastest way to level up, even if you're a DPS spec, which this guy will be. Let's go ahead and talk to Marshall again.
Light be with you.
Excellent work, Moracle. You've turned out to be quite an asset to this garrison. It's time for you to train. I was asked to bring this to your attention as soon as you return from dealing with the Blackrock spies, Moracle. It appears to be a letter sealed with the insignia of Lan, our local warrior trainer. I wouldn't hesitate to read it before you go about any other business here in the Abbey. Read the simple letter.
For the Alliance.
Did I read the letter? Tell me, warrior, have you heard an orc scream yet? Perhaps defended your home from gnolls as they seek to tear your throat out? Yeah, sounds harsh, doesn't it? Well, you're going to need my help if you want to protect your loved ones. You'll find me inside the Abbey in Northshire. My knowledge doesn't come cheap, but if you're experienced enough, I can give you training that will help you fight off the threats to Stormwind and beyond. Land Bashir, warrior trainer. So, he's in here. Let's put on his belt and let's take a look here. Look at that sexy man body. Put on the belt, and bam, you can see the belt. WoW is pretty, I mean, it's pretty top-notch in terms of, you know, equipping new gear and seeing a difference on your character. I mean, even when you put on the belt. I've played a few MMOs, and a lot of them are pretty lackluster in that respect. WoW really knows how to do it, so let's talk to this guy.
Greetings.
Ah, you got my letter. Good. There's been an influx of warriors in Elwood recently, which is good for Stormwind, but bad for the orcs in the area. Get yourself squared away, learn the layout of the land, and come back to me whenever you need training. I'll be here, night or day. The Knights of the Silver Hand have done well in making this place fairly safe, but as you meet the other citizens, I think you'll find they all have problems they could use some help with. Help a warrior can give them. Good luck. Charging into battle. Now that you've had a chance to test your abilities in battle, it's time to explain one more reason why training is so important. As you get new experiences, you'll be able to do new techniques you never thought of. Go get some experience, learn a new skill, and demonstrate it on one of the training dummies. So we have to learn charge and practice it. We are level 3, so let's go ahead and get this set up the way I like it, and we'll practice charge on a training dummy. This type of questing is obviously for newbies, right? People who've never played MMOs before, but it's so simple that you can't really complain about doing it. Bam, it's done. That's all we had to do. There's going to be lots of time for me to talk about, you know, my past WoW experience and what I want to do with this playthrough. In the early game, though, they kind of keep you moving pretty quickly. There's lots of quests to read, you know, lots of things to kill. So I don't really have a crap ton of time to talk about it. But don't worry, I'll find some time for sure.
Can I help you?
You're a quick learner. Yeah, that was pretty fast. While you were out training, I received an urgent message from Sergeant Willem. Turns out the Blackrock orcs have hired goblin assassins. They ambushed our battalion behind the Abbey. Willem has asked me to send him a hero. You have to go help them, Moracle. Find Sergeant Willem north of the Abbey at the command tent. Go.
See you around.
Go, go, go. I know you guys are hearing my mechanical keyboard too. It's a really awesome CM Storm. What is it exactly called again? CM Storm Rapid Eye. It was one of the best purchases I've made in terms of my PC. It's so awesome, but the keys are pretty clicky with blue switches, so you can hear it pretty easily with the webcam mic setup that I have right now. I do have other webcam or other mics, but this is going to be the most convenient in terms of my recording style. It does mean, though, that if I take a sip of water like this, like if I put my water bottle down, you're probably going to hear it. If my cat jumps on the table, or if I drop a bottle cap or whatever, you're probably going to hear it. You know, when we're doing a World of Warcraft Let's Play through all the way to level 100, you have to be casual about it. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just, you know, make sure that everything is super silent all the time, because that's so many hours of play that I have to hope that nothing bad happens. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with the flow. Anyway, here's Sergeant Willem looking through his spyglass.
How are you?
It's true, we were ambushed. I don't dare send any more soldiers out there and risk losing them too. I need a volunteer, someone willing to risk their life. Have you ever seen a goblin, Moracle? They're wretched little green-skinned monsters. They love only two things, gold and themselves. The Blackrock Orcs have enlisted the aid of goblin assassins to kill our soldiers, and if you look into the field to the north, you can barely make out the silhouettes sneaking about in the grass. Yeah, you can see them over there. I need you to head out and kill every goblin that you see. They need to learn that nobody messes with the Alliance, so we gotta kill 8 of them.
See you around.
And we'll get some boots. Our outfit is coming together.
Not enough rage. I can't do that yet. Not ready yet. I need to get closer. That ability isn't ready yet. I'm out of range. I can't do that yet.
Discovered Echo Ridge Mine. Echo Ridge Mine. I think that is... Yeah, so back in the day when we were, you know, we were talking about how WoW was before Cataclysm, basically, and they changed all the quests. There were quests to come into this mine over here. Right now, though, there actually aren't any. So this mine... Oh, that's new. I've never... Oh, you know what? I think this is one of the add-ons that I have that show you where rare spawns are. That's really cool. So let's see if we can fight this guy. Well, that was pretty simple. Got a bag. Oh, I see. The mine is actually shut down. I was going to say, back in the old days, there was a quest to come in here, and it was kind of cool to, you know, go into a little starter dungeon like that. But I guess now they've shut down the actual mine, so can't go in there anymore. So I do have an add-on that one of those ones that I was flipping through before shows you where rare spawns are. Well, not necessarily where they are, but when you see them, it, you know, it does what you saw there, and it lets you know that there's one nearby.
It's too far away. Not ready. I'm out of range. I can't do that yet.
Kind of cool, actually. That's the first time that I've ever seen that in action. Alright, so we got a quest here with Brother Paxton, but let's return this one first.
Good day to you.
That will teach those monsters, so think twice before taking another mercenary job for orcs. Excellent work, Markle. The rear is now officially clear. We'll take care of the stragglers. I want you to go back to Marshal McBride, standing out in front of Northshire Abbey, south of here, and let him know that the goblin situation is under control. Farewell.
See you later.
Alright, we've put the goblin situation under control. Let's talk to Brother Paxton.
What can I do for you?
Have you embraced the holy light yet, brother? It is through the holy light that we are saved. It is through the holy light that I am able to heal these overly demanding soldiers. And it is through the holy light that you will be able to venture out into the field to the north and rescue our fallen brothers. Take this prayer book with you into the field and cast the light's healing touch on the injured. So we gotta do it for him.
Safe travel.
We also got some boots. Let's just get out of the noise area here. So that's our prayer book. And we'll put our boots on. Bam. So this quest is extremely simple. All you do is come out here and right-click on these guys. go. I think you now understand the power of the light. The light giveth hope, brother, and the light taketh from the darkness. Blessed be the light.
Have a good one.
And we get our first chest piece. There we go. Starting to get all covered up. We just need pants now. And we'll come see Marshal McBride.
Need help?
The rear is clear. With your help, we've managed to secure the northern and western sectors of Northshire. We still have a rather large contingency of Blackrock orcs to the east, and they've begun burning down the forest. Oh no. The orcs have begun burning down the forest, Markle. They've taken over the vineyard to the east and are planning their final assault against us. They must be stopped. Head east across the river and kill the rampaging Blackrock orcs. Collect their weapons as proof of their demise and return to me. You're our only hope, Markle.
Go with honor, friend.
Alright, and Millie here, or Miley, I think it's Millie, has a quest.
Hello.
Extinguishing hope. Times like these make me long for when the Defias were still around. Yeah, that's way back. Instead of fighting orcs and goblins, there was Defias, like thugs and thieves around. The Cataclysm has opened a pathway from the burning steppes, and now Blackrock orcs pour into Northshire Valley. They have taken over my vineyard and are burning it to the ground. To the ground! Please, Markle, the vineyard is all I have. Take my fire extinguisher and extinguish the flames at the vineyard. There still might be hope for the land. Alright, we'll get a cape and a bag out of that.
See you around.
And we're wearing this really silly-looking Ghostbuster-esque fire extinguisher. Alright, so let's talk about, while we do this pretty monotonous quest, let's talk about why I decided to go with a human warrior. Everybody talks about how Horde is always the... well, I guess I say everybody, but there's definitely a fair amount of people out there who play it for the Alliance, and you know, there's an argument for that. But I'm taking this playthrough and trying to pretend as much as possible that it's my first time through the game. Right? And the first time I played this game, I made a human. I think I made a human warlock, which unfortunately it seems like I've deleted. I actually went looking for it the other day, but I don't have him anymore. I think his name was like Murdoch. But yeah, I had a human warlock, and that was the guy I was playing when I read through the quest to about level 30. And then that's when I, found out that a lot of people like to play Horde, and it, that's sort of like the cool place to be. My main is a Horde, and my main server that I play on is filled with Horde characters. A couple Alliance, because I like variety, but yeah. I'm going to be reading through the quest line as a human Alliance, because that's kind of where I wanted to see the story from the first time through. If I make it through this entire playthrough and I do another one, I'll do it with an orc so that we can see both sides of the story. But I figured for number one, playthrough number one would be better to do it as a human and see things through their eyes the first time, from the side of quote unquote good. One of my favorite things about WoW and the story is that on the surface, to somebody who's new to the series, you would think that, the Alliance is good and Horde is evil. But that's really not the case. They see each other as enemies on both ends. So if you're playing Horde, the Horde characters believe they are good and Alliance are evil. And as far as I know, it's really just a whole big misunderstanding. I mean, I know I'm killing extra guys here. I'm just sort of trying to clear out so I can start extinguishing. It seems like it's a big misunderstanding between the two factions. Like, both of them, none of them seem overly malicious. It's just that the Horde have undead skeletons, and there's goblins and orcs and everything that are generally perceived to be evil. But they aren't. They have their own lifestyle, and they do what they believe is good. And if you look at the overall scheme of things, they both seem to be good. So you really can't say that one way or the other. But whoever you choose, the other faction is your enemy. So that's just how it works. I gone with a warrior because the warrior is the class that I've played the most. This is where, you know, when I said pretending that it was my first playthrough through the game, this is the only part where I'm deviating. Oh my god, I haven't even realized. I have Victory Rush now, so that's going to make things incredibly easy, and we'll talk about that in a second. But for my first playthrough, I wanted to do it with a class that I was extremely familiar with. And when I say extremely familiar, I mean, as far as WoW expertise goes, I'm really not an expert. I have a level 90 warrior, whom I use as a tank, but it doesn't mean that I know everything about the class. It's just the one that I feel most comfortable playing with. And that's going to make things easier when going through the quest. When the quests start to get a little bit more difficult, at least I'll have a good understanding of the character that I've chosen, and we can go through it that way. If I do a playthrough number 2 on the Horde side, I'll probably take someone that I'm not so familiar with at all, just to, you know, get a little bit of variety and maybe learn something along the way. But we're talking way in the future there, so we'll see about that one. So yeah, I've gone with the human warriors because I want to see the story through the human's eyes the first time through, and we'll switch to Horde the second time through, and possibly a new class. Let's hand this into Millie.
Hey there.
Bless your heart, Morkel. You truly are the hero of the Alliance. Though the land is completely incinerated and there's nothing left in the vineyard but ash and debris, I still might be able to recover, right? How bad can it be?
Have a good one.
Well, it's kind of bad out there. Put on this sweet-looking cloak, and we'll talk to Marshall.
Greetings.
Have you killed the rampaging orc hordes? Yes, I did. The Blackhawk orcs will surely fall now that their main force has been defeated. Only one task remains. The rampaging orc horde is led by a savage beast known as Kurtok the Slayer. Kurtok is responsible for the recent invasion and must be killed if we are to have peace in the valley. Venture back east across the river and through the vineyard and look for the passage leading into the mountains. Kurtok will be there, preparing for another assault. Kill him and return to me. Alright, we'll get a new weapon for doing this.
The Alliance.
So, this is where WoW kind of gets you a little bit with the back and forth running to add a little bit of length to the game. But you know what? In terms of MMO RPG games doing that to you, WoW is really the best one that could, how do I word this? Like, running around in World of Warcraft is so much better than any other game, at least in my opinion. I think my opinion is about 70 to 75% objective, meaning that I really do think that just overall, WoW is a better MMO than any other one out there. Like, that's my 100% subjective opinion. I think WoW is by far a better MMO than any other game out there. There's a couple that are good, and they get it kind of close, but whenever I come back to WoW, I'm just like, no, this is how it should be done. And that's just... Here's a guy, by the way, Kurtok the Slayer. I think that's just Blizzard in a nutshell. I am a bit of a Blizzard fanboy, and I'm sure there are others like me out there, but I'm sure there's also others who despise the fact that there are people who pretty much only play Blizzard games. I do play other games other than Blizzard games, but the brunt of the games that I play are from Blizzard. Just because I really love their style. All their games feel 100% polished. They're not clunky at all. The way the camera controls work, everything is smooth as hell. Movement controls, the way the hotkeys respond when you click them, it's just, everything just seems good. So I really like Blizzard games, and I think that WoW stands above the rest of the MMOs, and that's why this is the one that I keep coming back to whenever I feel like having this type of gaming experience. So we killed the Kurtok the Slayer. We're going to turn it in here, and the episode is going to be coming to an end fairly shortly.
Well met.
Alright, with Kurtok slain, we are safe once again from the Orcish hordes. I will send peasants to the pass in an attempt to steal the passage so that no more orcs may come through into our territory. You have the thanks of Stormwind and the Alliance, hero. And let's get our Warhammer. Now, to report to Goldshire. Morkel, you are a warrior with proven interest in the security of Northshire. You are now tasked with the protection of the surrounding Elwyn Forest, meaning all of this. Oh, did I take that quest? Oops. If you accept this duty, then I have prepared papers that must be delivered to Marshal Dugan in Goldshire. Goldshire lies along the southern road, past the border gates. And we can choose from one of those. Oh, let's not abandon it. And let's get going. I think actually that's where we get our pants. Yeah, right there, male pants. So we're done in North Shire Valley, the super tutorial area where it's impossible to die. And we'll be making a trek over to Goldshire. So this episode, I've been doing a lot of talking. I can actually feel it in my throat starting to hurt here with all the talking. Not every episode is going to be like this. You know, I'm going to try to fill in as much dead time like this travel as I can. But let's talk to Falcon, Ice and Strider.
Hello.
Rest and relaxation. Every adventurer should rest when exhaustion sets in. And there are no finer place to get rest and relaxation than at the Lion's Pride Inn. My best friend, Innkeeper Farley, runs the Lion's Pride. If you tell him I sent you, he may give you the special discounted rates on food and drink. To find the Lion's Pride Inn, travel south along the road. You can't miss it.
See you around.
Alright. Yeah, so for times like this where I'm just kind of walking, I'm going to be trying to fill in the void with as much conversation as possible. But there's going to be some times where, you know, it's just kind of soothing to just walk or to just kill things. Like sometimes you just fall into this sort of zone where you're just, you know, you're just going, you're just killing things, you're just walking, taking in the environment. Environments are pretty beautiful in WoW, to be honest. I love it. So there's going to be times where that happens, and I hope you guys are okay with that. It's a little more relaxing. But we are coming to the end of the episode. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn in all these quests, all the 2 question marks. I won't pick up any of the new ones that will be in Goldshire. I'll save that for the next episode. But we'll return the 2 that I have. And then we'll make the inn our home, and then we'll call it there. Everybody knows about Goldshire. This place is one of the most popular little village towns in gaming, I think. There's Marshal Dugan. Let's talk to him.
What can I do for you?
You have word from McBride? Northshire is a garden compared to Elwyn Forest, but I wonder what Marshal McBride has to report. Here, let me have his papers. Well, it says here that you've been awarded acting deputy status with the Stormwind Marshals. Congratulations. And good luck. Keeping Elwyn safe is no picnic. What, with most of the army busy doing who knows what for who knows which noble? It's hard to keep track of politics in these dark days. Choose a reward. So we don't need the shield, because we don't have a one-handed weapon anyway. Let's just go with the pikeman trousers and get some pants. And there we go. Fully clothed in our rookie set of equipment. Next question mark is going to be in the inn. And I see that mail thing. I'm just going to grab this. This is just, I can't even learn this guy because I already have him. So we'll delete him. That, if you're new to Warcraft, that's just a pet, and I can show you really quickly. I have quite a few pets already. They follow your account around. I don't have a lot, and I don't really spend too much time with them, but I spend some time here. And usually this is the one I'll be running with as my little companion, a white kitten, because I have a white kitten in real life, and I think it's cute, so I'm going with it. I don't care what you say. We are in the Lion's Pride Inn. We will return this quest to Innkeeper Farley.
Looking for something specific?
Rest and relaxation for the tired and cold. That's our motto. Please take a seat by the fire and rest your weary bones. Would you like to try a sampling of some of our fine food and drink? So we get the male bracers and automatically small pumpkins and
Safe travels.
water to go with that. So put our bracers on. And we'll end the episode here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this so far. I know I did a lot of talking. Hopefully my voice isn't too annoying for you. And the quality of the video is good enough. If you have any comments or anything, you know, any sort of criticism or constructive feedback, let me know for sure. And I'll do what I can to make this better for you. So far, though, I think things are going okay. And it's worth noting that I'm going to go on a little recording spree here and get a few episodes done right now. So if you make a comment and request something in the first episode, don't hate me if I don't get to it right away. This is going to be a long series, so, you know, if I can accommodate your request, you'll get it. So don't worry about that. Anyway, thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.